Welcome to another video by Johnny. I'm in a good mood today, more or less. But my students, maybe he's not in a good mood today. Let's try to brighten him up. Okay, so we did yesterday museums. So let's go to part 1. Let's go to number 6. Taking a rest. Taking a rest. Nghỉ ngơi, thư giãn. So before we do this one, I want to show you something. So there are several types of resting. Có những loại nghỉ ngơi như thế nào? So there are different types of resting that you need. Not just sleeping, you know. Không chỉ là ngủ mà là rest nha. So look at this one. These are the type of resting and 7 type of rest. Here. Check out this picture, you can see. Oh, where's that picture? There you go. If you look at this picture, you can see that resting, so physical rest, nghỉ ngơi về mặt thể chất. So rest the body by sleep, naps, breathing, yoga, stretching, meditation, and stillness. Nghỉ ngơi về mặt thể chất tức là đi ngủ thôi. Hoặc là ngủ trưa, ngủ tạm ngủ chút xíu rồi dậy. Hít thở, tập yoga hay là uống nắng người nè. Rồi đó, xong rồi meditation là thiền định hay là ngồi yên để nó để cho cơ thể nó thư giãn. That's a physical rest. And you need mental rest as well. Nghỉ ngơi về mặt tinh thần nữa. Rest the mind. You can do regular brain breaks during your work day. Music, silence, and journaling. Because nobody can focus for a long time. You need to rest, you know, your mind.
Yes, of course.
Có thể là làm việc xong một thời gian xong rồi cứ học 45 phút rồi phải nghỉ ngơi chút xíu rồi giãn cách đó, you know. Nó phải có brain breaks. Những cái lúc mà phải nghỉ ngơi cái não chút xíu trong ngày làm việc. Nghe nhạc hoặc là yên tĩnh hoặc là journaling, giống như là đọc báo này nè. Hoặc là ngưng đọc báo. Okay, and next one you have emotional rest. Cái nghỉ ngơi về mặt cảm xúc nữa nha. Expressing emotion, sharing or being witness, therapy, journaling, self-care, stopping people pleasing. Nghỉ ngơi về mặt cảm xúc tức là sao? Mình có thể tìm cách mà biểu đạt cái cảm xúc của mình chứ không giấu giếm nó trong người chẳng hạn. Chia sẻ hoặc là nói chung là đi liệu pháp bác sĩ để mà xem mình có vấn đề cảm xúc gì không, có cần được nghỉ ngơi chuyện này không. Nếu mà tham gia mối quan hệ mà nó toxic á, nó độc hại á, thì người đó rất cần emotional rest nha. Tại vì cái mối quan hệ nó drama quá. Like if your relationship is like so much full of drama, you need emotional rest. Because you always feel like up and down, you know, always feel like very excited, but also like you feel drained, something like that, quickly. You need to rest, okay? Stay away from people who make you feel bad. Tránh những người nào mà mình làm cho mình cảm thấy tệ. Self-care, chăm sóc bản thân, tự yêu bản thân hơn. Stopping people pleasing, ngưng cái chuyện mà làm hài lòng con người hơn. Tức là hãy làm hài lòng bản thân mình hơn là làm hài lòng người khác. Next one we have sensory rest. Nghỉ ngơi về mặt 5 giác quan á. Rest the senses. Lying down or napping with eye mask and earplugs. Silence, turn off devices, turn down lights. Tức là 5 giác quan con người. Bắt đầu là cái mắt mình á, thì mình nhắm mắt lại, nghỉ ngơi, nằm xuống, ngủ trưa với lại cái đậy mắt lại, cái đồ để mà che mắt lại á, và cái chỗ để mà bịt vào lỗ tai để không có phải nghe những cái tiếng ồn bên ngoài. Tại vì nó sẽ làm cho cái mắt của mình á, nó cứ phải là hoạt động hoài. Thì nếu mình làm như thế này, nó sẽ làm cho mấy cơ quan giác quan đó được nghỉ ngơi. Tắt điện thoại đi, tắt những cái thiết bị đi, và tắt đèn đi nữa. Nó cũng sẽ là nghỉ ngơi về mặt giác quan, sensory rest. You have spiritual rest as well. Nghỉ ngơi về mặt tâm linh, về mặt tinh thần nữa. Doing things that provide meaning, làm những thứ mà nó cung cấp cái ý nghĩa, tức là đừng có làm chỉ vì tiền hay là làm chỉ vì giống như thích làm thích thôi. Mình phải làm những thứ nào có ý nghĩa, làm cho mình cảm thấy mình sống được, thực sự sống. Like feels like doing things that you make you feels like you are truly living. Or doing something that's meaningful for the society, làm gì mà nó có ích cho xã hội chẳng hạn. Meditation, thiền định, hoặc là ngồi thiền. Spiritual practice, community, có thể thực hành những cái liên quan đến tinh thần hoặc là tâm linh, cộng đồng nào đó. Tại vì nhiều người mà họ cứ làm việc vì tiền không á, cái tinh thần của họ nó xuống lắm luôn á. Sau một thời gian mình sẽ cảm thấy rất là mệt mỏi về tinh thần, và cảm thấy như mình sống giống như là sống như chết rồi á, không có spirit, you know. Some people they just work a lot for money and then they feel like they don't do anything meaningful. One day they're replaced by artificial intelligence, AI, you know. And they realize that they have wasted their life doing nothing meaningful, you know. So they need spiritual rest. Next one, social rest, nghỉ ngơi về mặt xã giao, xã hội. Spending time with supportive people, not toxic people, okay? Dành thời gian với những người mà nó ủng hộ mình, những người tốt, những người mà nói những điều mà ủng hộ mình, chứ không phải suốt ngày chỉ trích hay là suốt ngày mà độc hại. Filling your own battery, tự sạc đầy pin. Nurturing important relationship, hãy nuôi dưỡng những mối quan hệ là quan trọng với mình, chứ mối quan hệ mà ngoài luồng không quan trọng, không cần nuôi. So social rest sometimes is extremely important for introverts, you know. Những người mà hướng nội thì cực kỳ cần social rest luôn á. Tại vì họ ở gần con người quá, họ sẽ cảm thấy mệt mỏi. Còn người hướng ngoại thì ngược lại nha, họ cần con người. Extroverts need people, but introverts we stay home all day because that is how we recharge or fill our own battery. Đó là cách để mà người introvert có thể sạc lại đầy pin, recharge our battery. That is social rest as well. Nó cũng là nghỉ ngơi về mặt xã hội đó, giao tiếp xã hội đó. And then creative rest, nghỉ ngơi về mặt sáng tạo. When you are writing essays, that is creative. When you draw, that is creative. When you think of something new, that is creative, okay? But you cannot keep doing the same thing again and again. Mình làm những thứ sáng tạo, ví dụ như viết lách nè, viết luận, viết lách, vẽ, hoặc là nghĩ những điều mới mẻ, thì cái điều đó mình không thể nào làm liên tục được. Tại vì mình sẽ dẫn đến một cái điều, đó là mình cạn ý. Thì mình cần phải có creative rest, nghỉ ngơi về mặt sáng tạo. You need to make creative spaces, tạo những cái nơi không gian sáng tạo. Like for example, maybe rearranging your furnitures in a room, sắp xếp lại đồ đạc trong phòng chẳng hạn, cho nó đẹp đẽ hơn, making your room beautiful. Putting beauty around you, đặt những điều đẹp đẽ xung quanh mình, ví dụ có thêm một cái chiếc cây cối trước mặt chẳng hạn, hoặc là nuôi mèo chẳng hạn, hoặc những điều đẹp đẽ chẳng hạn. Being in nature, hòa mình với thiên nhiên chẳng hạn, nó sẽ rất là nurturing, mang tính mà nuôi dưỡng. Resting the brain, being childlike, trở về với cái gọi là những đứa trẻ trong chúng ta, nghỉ ngơi bộ não, chứ không phải cái suy nghĩ lúc nào cũng căng đầu lên. Reawaken wonder, đánh thức lại những cái sự mà tự hỏi, cái sự mà tò mò, you know. So that is creative rest, all the rest you need, you know. Now, so Mr. Mink, how often do you take a rest?
I think there are 7 types of rest, and normally I just do physical rest, and I think I do it around about each.
Can you speak louder, please? I cannot hear you very well.
I think
That's better.
I would do physical rest at about every 45 minutes. You know that after studying for 45 minutes, I would need to take a rest at about about 5 minutes, and so that I can concentrate better when taking another lesson.
I see. Do you take a nap when you're taking your rest? Like, do you take like a lunch nap, you know? Or something like that when you take your rest?
Yeah, I take a nap after lunch nearly every day,
Hmm.
and it's kind of a daily routine for me, and
A daily routine. Hmm?
yeah, and so yes, I usually take a nap while taking my rest.
Yes. Right, but how long do you think people should take a nap? Or how long should a nap be? Maybe half an hour, 15 minutes, an hour, something like that? No? And
Well,
why?
well, scientifically said,
Scientifically, yes.
we should take a nap for around 15 to 30 minutes, so that our brain functions can rest and work better in the next work better, so that um I believe that that's also what we want. Also, that's all we want, because in these modern days, people rarely have time for um, lunch or some sleeping in the at noon, sleeping at noon. So that I believe that sleeping around 15 minutes or 30 minutes is enough for people to re- refresh their brain and
Yeah. If you take a nap for too
refill their
long, you
battery.
actually feel very tired, you know?
Yes.
There's an exception, you know? Like if you are too tired because you have been doing a lot of work, you may need more time to nap, you know?
Mm, yeah, that
Okay,
is true.
so how do you feel after taking a nap?
Well, normally I would feel refreshing and also maybe some relax, because I usually take a nap at noon, and everything that was terrible in the morning after I had taken a nap, I would feel better, and I would not concentrate on those bad things in the morning, and I can work better in the afternoon.
Yes. Right, so tell me, is it important for you to take a rest every day?
Well, yes, absolutely. You know that taking a rest every day is like a daily routine of me, so that if I if I do not take a nap, uh, do not take a nap, I would feel really tired, and also it is against my biological clock, so that my body, it would not its function would not be like
Would not be able to
efficient.
function without without enough rest, right?
Yes, and so that taking a rest every day is kind of so vital for me. Yes.
I see. Do you think people nowadays work too much? Of course, I do work too much. I can see that.
Yes. Uh, sorry, you said you were freelancer, and so
I am a freelancer, but actually, I accept work from centers and places too, you know? And I
oh,
work a lot too, of course, so I can support myself and 3 cats and then my endeavors and everything else.
do you sell anything online?
Yes, even though it's online, but I try to be more efficient, you know? So I don't have to spend time on the streets, so traveling to places. So that's why, you know, I save my energy that way and my time too.
Oh,
So I
yeah.
become a more efficient online tutor because of that. Nó hiệu quả hơn, tại vì bỏ được thời gian đi lại và sức khỏe nữa.
Wow.
Alright, try to do this one. Do you think nowadays people work too much?
Yes, absolutely. When it comes to big cities, you know that people laboratories work too hard. Most of them even have to work overtime without getting anything back. So
Of
that
course they do get something back, but you know, it's just a lot of stress on their health, you know.
yeah,
That's the reason why 8 hours is the maximum, like in a full-time workday, you know, because more than that it affects your health.
oh,
Nó có lý do hết á, phải không đâu? Tại sao là phải 8 tiếng một ngày, you know? Tại vì nhiều hơn nó ảnh hưởng đến sức khỏe lắm.
when it comes to teachers at the high school or secondary school, they have to work about 13 minutes, no, 13 hours a day, and I find that that's kind of too much, and it causes some uh, exhaust, it causes them to be exhausted, and so that I find that they often come back home with low mood, and so and so that I normally I think they had a bad day at work, and that's just because they work too much. And yeah, I do think that people nowadays work so hard and too much.
Right. Especially that we have inflation, you know, inflation.
Yeah.
Lạm phát. You know what inflation is?
Yes.
Inflation, it means the value of the money is losing. So it means that even though you work the same amount of workload, but you have to work harder to afford that same food, drinks and everything else in your life, you know. Phải làm việc chăm chỉ hơn chỉ để trả tiền cho đúng y chang những cái mình đã từng trả tiền. Tại vì tiền nó mất giá, because because everything is getting more expensive. You have to work way harder.
Yes.
Oh well, what can I say? Đi siêu thị xong hết hồn luôn á. Go to the supermarket and look at the bills. I'm like, what? Oh dear. Now, so what are the harm that can be caused by overworking then? Có những mối hại nào không? Nó có cái gì hại không? Bởi chuyện làm việc quá nhiều không? Think about it.
Well, I think the most considerable
The most what? The most what?
the most considerable harm is that
The most significant or considerable harm, yes. Very good. Is
harm is that it causes people to be exhausted after a hard working day, and so that after hours of working at work, they come back home and they nearly cannot do anything after that. They just want to sleep or they just want to rest, and so
just
that
want
it
to hit just want
make
to hit the bed, hit the hay, yeah.
yes, and
That's these are expressions, you know, hit the hay or hit the sack
it is
or just want to sleep, yeah.
yes, and that would cause them to change their daily routine, and that's not good at all. And of course, maybe some people after they have done working over, and they get they get little things back, so that I believe that they passion for work and um, the the things that they have done is a little off value, and so that it can cause them to leave the company and find another job, and that cause them to spend so much time on finding a new job, and also that's a great harm for people.
Right, of course there's a lot of harm, and you might have heard of it already, but in Vietnam there is a lot of depressed people, and the number is increasing, you know. Cái số lượng người bị trầm cảm ngày càng tăng nha. That is caused by overworking inside offices, you know, and not being exposed to the sunlight, không có được tiếp xúc với ánh sáng mặt trời nhiều á. Trầm cảm chết luôn. And also you get a lot of health issues, especially over like sedentary lifestyle, lối sống hay ngồi nhiều á, lối sống ít vận động. It can cause obesity, of course, obesity, and then other diseases follows. It's actually, they say that sitting a lot, it's very harmful as smoking, you know. Nó độc hại y chang như chuyện hút thuốc luôn á.
Yeah.
Right, so I just press the button so my table will go up, you know.
Yeah. Oh.
I have an electric table, electric standing desk. Bàn học đứng. Bàn làm việc đứng. I spent like 10 million for it, so it's worth it actually. Anyway, we should go to part 2 now, shall we?
Yes.
Okay, I'll choose something. Okay, let's do 14 now. Part 2, topic number 14, and part 3 as well. Describe a piece of local news that you were interested in. Miêu tả một cái mẫu tin tức địa phương. Remember that news is uncountable. Nhớ là news không đếm được nha. Cho nên phải mượn cái a piece of gì đó để đếm nó. Describe a piece of local news you were interested in. Miêu tả một cái mẫu tin địa phương mà các bạn rất là hứng thú. Tức là cái tin và những cái gì đó mà nó diễn ra trong cái khu vực em sống thôi. You should say what it was about. Tin gì vậy? Where you saw or heard it. Bạn nghe nó hoặc là coi thấy nó ở đâu. Who was involved? Ai đã tham gia vào cái mẫu tin đó. Explain why you were interested in it. Tại sao mà lại hứng thú với cái mẫu tin đó. And then part 3 of news. Where do people get the news in your country? Con người ta ở đất nước bạn lấy tin từ đâu? Từ cái nguồn nào á? Like from radio, from word of mouth, truyền miệng nhau, word of mouth. Through the internet, through social media, through radio, through newspaper, something like that, you know. Hoặc là nhiều khi tin tức đến từ anh công an phường đến báo nữa nha. Sometimes it's from word of mouth, it's from being informed by the by authority. Được thông tin bởi những người có thẩm quyền. Tức là công an á, đến công an phường đến á. Being informed by the authority. For example, the police officer from the local police, something like that. And what do you think about those sources of news? Nó có nhanh chóng không? Có chính xác không? Có cần kiểm duyệt không? Is there you need to know the word verify. To verify a piece of news. Kiểm chứng thông tin. Kiểm chứng một mẫu tin. Like to verify if it's true or not true, or it's fake news, you know. Hay là tin giả. So we have verification is a noun form of that. Sự kiểm chứng. And you have the noun censorship. Danh từ censorship, sự kiểm duyệt. So the now is to censor something. Kiểm duyệt cái gì đó. Like for example, Vietnamese people often censor out like violent scenes from movies, you know.
Yes.
Or profanity. Profanity, nói tục chữ bậy.
Wow.
Profanity, nói tục chữ bậy.
Profanity.
Okay, so next one. What kind of news do people like to read? Con người ta thích coi hoặc thích đọc những cái loại tin gì? So you have news about a lot of things like topical issues, những vấn đề sôi nổi, những vấn đề nóng sôi nổi. Like for example, tại sao tiền điện tháng này cao đến như vậy? Why the electricity bill this month is so high? That is a topical issue, yeah. Sôi nổi đấy, tại vì người ta phải trả tiền mà thấy tiền điện lên cao quá.
Yeah.
That is topical issue. Another one. Một vấn đề topical nữa đó là cái gì? What is that? Tại sao lại nắng nóng khó chịu, biến đổi khí hậu đến vậy? Why is it getting so hot? Because of climate change like that. Tại sao cúp điện liên miên ngoài miền Bắc? Why in the north there are very frequent uninformed, không có được thông báo luôn nha, uninformed power cut. Cúp điện mà không báo trước nha. Uninformed power cut and very frequent in the north. Nó là một cái topical issue. Like you can talk about news people like to read about is tùy báo gì nữa. It depends on what kind of news. Like news about celebrity,
Sports, maybe.
news about những chính sách mới các bạn, new policies of the government, you know. Chính sách mới của chính quyền chẳng hạn.
Or sports,
yeah, sport games, SEA games, something like that.
Yeah.
Hoặc là có một số người ta muốn đọc tin để tìm việc nữa. Some people like to read news how to seek for jobs. Mà không biết giờ còn ai đăng tin tìm việc trên báo nữa không? I'm not so sure. But you can find news to look for a job on Facebook, on Facebook, on social media.
Yes.
Or on websites, you know, but I don't think people post it on newspapers anymore.
Yeah, I don't think so.
No, they don't, I think. No, they don't. Em phải trả lời không có đâu. No, they don't. Mày đúng nha. Chứ không phải là yes hay đúng rồi đâu nha. Careful.
Oh, I said I do think so.
Then just say I do think so too. Đừng có nói yes, no.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so how can companies tell the public its news? Những công ty làm thế nào? Những công ty nói cho quần chúng biết được những thông tin về nó. Like, for example, companies, they want to launch a new campaign. Muốn gọi là khai mạc một cái chiến dịch mới quảng cáo chẳng hạn. Launch a new campaign, like promotional campaign, for example. Một cái chiến dịch mà để khuếch trương kinh doanh mới chẳng hạn, để mà khuyến mãi chẳng hạn. How does it tell its public its news? Quảng cáo làm sao? Phát tờ rơi ra sao? Like to hand out leaflets, for example, or just to advertise online, you know.
Yes.
Okay. And then you should think about what they can tell the public too. nghĩ về cái nội dung mà họ sẽ nói cho quần chúng nữa. Like một số công ty họ có thể nói về cái chương trình từ thiện chẳng hạn. You know, some company that do charity work. And có thể dùng charity work như một cách để quảng bá hình ảnh công ty nha. They can use charity work as a way to improve their image in the public eye. Trong con mắt quần chúng, cải thiện hình ảnh của họ. You can think about a radio as well. Some company do that. Tại vì những ông tài xế là những cái người mà chuyên môn nghe radio đó. You know, drivers, shippers are the people who always listen to radio, you know. So maybe companies can do that. And because shipper, like delivery man, we don't say shippers in English, you know, you say delivery man. Delivery man or women. Cái từ shipper là cái từ mà dành cho tiếng Việt mới xài nha mọi người, cho cẩn thận nha, dùng delivery man. We have delivery man and drivers. They can tell the other people the news too. So it's a good way to tell the public news through the radio, I think. Next one. What do you think of the news on social media? Em nghĩ gì về những tin tức trên mạng xã hội? Có đáng tin không? Is it trustworthy or something like that? Is it helpful? Có hữu ích hay không? Có giúp ta kiếm được việc hay không? Does it help people to find good opportunities, for example? Có nên tin không? Mọi thứ không? Should people believe in everything they see? Something like that. What do you think about public shaming or fake news? Bạn nghĩ gì về cái chuyện mà nhục mạ trên mạng hoặc là tin giả? So there's a lot of things you can think about in this topic, okay? Alright, your turn to speak about it, talk about it. Please describe a piece of local news you were interested in, please.
Yes, I'm going to talk about a really interesting piece of news. And that
Louder,
was,
please, louder, please.
yes, I'm going to tell you about a stunning news that was about the game that Namding FC won 1-0 against Hanoi FC at the beginning of V-League.
I think it's better to explain what FC Club is, because you can just say that Hanoi FC a football club, you know. Don't use abbreviations, because don't assume that people will understand you, you know. Đừng có dùng viết tắt nha. Nói thẳng ra luôn đi, nó là cái gì? Nó là football club.
Football club. Naming Football Club won 1-0 against Hanoi Football Club at the beginning of the V-League. And I saw it on Facebook, and it is posted on a local fan page. And I was so surprised that Hanoi Football Club is the previous champion of the league, and they were so strong. But Naming Football Club began the league strongly and won against them after a difficult match. And I was like, wow. And then I saw that all the team was cheering, and the players of the Hanoi FC, Hanoi Football Club, was so upset. And for that reason, I felt so proud of my hometown's football club. And honestly, I would be a fan of them until the end of my life, just because Namding is where I was born.
Right, I see. Let's go to part 3 of news now. So where do people get the news in your country then?
Well, in my experience, I think there are various places for them to get news from, and maybe they get the news from word of mouth, or they could get them from the radio or the newspaper, and but most of the time they they update news from on social media, or uh, mainly on the TV news, and for that reason, I think that they mostly update news through social media sites, and the traditional ways of spreading news is not so common in these days.
But okay, so what kind of news do you think is more effective? Like, you know, in terms of like how fast, how quickly people can get access to the news.
I believe that it would be update news through social media because the news there was like update immediately, and when it comes to update news on the TV news program, um, the, those news have to be prepared, and uh, it has to be through verification before spreading to the public. And for that reason, I believe that the most effective and the fastest way of updating news is through social media sites.
I think the same too. But remember one thing, that not everyone can get access to social media. Some people, they might not, use social media well.
Yeah, but I think that so that
So
I
some
think
news might not get to everyone that way.
yeah. But
Now, so what kind of news do people like to read then?
well, I believe that it would comes to the stunning news on social media sites. For example, some the news from some sport events, or some um, or um, maybe some problems
Why is it
in
getting like loud, less loud, very tiny?
and also maybe in the news is so um so what can I say um mm, maybe um the news is from topical is
About
topic
topical issues is topical news or contemporary. You know the word contemporary, right? Đương đại á.
temporary
The word contemporary news, or you can say topical issues is topical news.
topical issues. For example, in the north of Vietnam these days, people have to experience uninformed power cuts every day, and that caused them to be irritated and so annoyed.
Irritated, yes, very irritated.
Yes,
And
so
also,
that's me. And also, um, there's maybe um, news, some topic news about uh, the life, the private life of celebrities, and also maybe some news about maybe um, some working places that now want to hire employees. And
you are
those
getting, cứ càng nó càng giảm âm lượng, tức là sao cao? Why?
chắc là em do em để sự mic xa cho.
Em ở càng xa mic thì nó sẽ càng giảm âm lượng thôi. Bây giờ cái mic nó nhiều khi nó nằm bên dưới cái laptop em á, em để một cái viết chì hay một cái viết gì đó để nó cấn bên dưới đi thì nó
Em
hở
đeo
cái mic
đeo tai
ra.
phone,
Sorry,
đeo tai phone.
say again.
I use headphone.
Oh, headset, right?
Yeah.
Okay, but I don't know why it's like getting tiny.
I don't know this
It's like that.
this Sony headphone is its volume is really low, and
It's
I
weird.
find
Maybe you
yes
should invest in a new headset. It's not headphone, it's headset, okay? Headset is the one that has the microphone attached. Mua luôn cái headset đi, đừng mua headphone. Thiệt luôn á. Nên đầu tư.
but I already have two of them.
And both of them are not that great. Oh my god.
Yes. I bought it with little money, so its quality is not so high. But I also don't have money to invest in brand new one.
Yes, you know, have to ask, you know.
Yeah.
Try to convince parents about it.
No, I don't want to.
Okay,
So
fine.
it's just
All right. So, what? Okay, let's talk about how can companies tell the public its news then?
well, to the best of my knowledge, I think that um, companies can launch some marketing campaign. Uh, they can spread their news, the image of them through social media sites, and to also they can hand out leaflets to the local people, and also they can do some charity work to better to increase their image and
To
putting
improve the image, right? Ta nói là cải thiện hình ảnh, chứ không nói là gia tăng hình ảnh.
yes
To
to
improve their image. Yes.
the public eye, and also they can publish their news on the internet so that everyone can access and can access those news. And so yeah, those are the ways I think companies can use to tell the public its news.
All right. I see. Right. So, what do you think about news on social media then? Is it?
Mm, when it comes to news on social media, it it can be divided into two types. That is fake news or real news. And when it comes to fake news, those news might not have been may not have gone through a
Behind the
verification.
fake news are always hidden agendas of people. Đằng sau những tin giả nó luôn có cái gọi là những cái hidden agendas, những cái mục đích xấu, những cái mục đích ẩn dưới đằng sau đó. Tại sao ta làm tin giả? You know, maybe it's just to harm someone,
Yes,
just to gain an advantage, để có được một cái ích lợi nào đó về chính trị chẳng hạn, hoặc là để hại người khác, hoặc để lừa đảo, or to scam, you know. So think about those things as well.
yes. And some people want to post fake news in order to drive the public into the way they want. For example, there are often hidden agendas behind those news,
Hidden agendas.
hidden agendas behind those news, and also there some news, some stunning news that people want to know, want to want it to happen, but in fact that that news haven't existed, so that they just
Have existed.
have exist, so that some people post those fake news in order to gain some uh, con- to gain interactions on the internet, on the social media, so that they can make money or something like that. And also there are real news that is updated by the local officials or by some fan page, uh, and some journalists also. And so yeah, I think there are two kinds of news for people to read on social medias.
Okay. Right. So, what do you think about public shaming of fake news? These things happens a lot online these days. Public shaming, it's of course not only rude, but it's against the law right now. You know, and you can get fined a certain amount of money for that if you get caught. Có thể bị phạt tiền đấy nha, không đâu. Public shaming. Public shaming, hạ nhục ngay nơi công cộng là for example body shaming, nói người ta mập. hoặc nói ta xấu. And fake news as well. Fake news these days you can get fined a lot of money too. Be careful. So what do you think about public shaming of fake news then?
Well, I believe that those people who post those news, they should be fined heavily, and especially fined. They has to be punished a huge amount of money in order to set a good example for other people to not make the same mistake like them, and also those people they should be punished or even
Should
put in
certainly be
jail.
punished, true. Chắc chắn là phải bị phạt rồi đó.
And they should even have to be put in jail for the things they have done. And those fake news can be really harmful to the public because when people misunderstanding something, they can act in the way those negative people want, and that can cause consequences, and it would uh, it would make the government have to spend a lot of money and effort um, to
do what?
calm the people, and to fix the problem that those people, those bad guys have done.
I see. Right, okay. There's a lot of harm that fake news or public shaming can do, you know, especially for the mental health of people. Sức khỏe tinh thần của con người bị ảnh hưởng bởi public shaming nhiều lắm luôn á. And also fake news too. Nó gây ra hoang mang dư luận. It can cause like public outrage, public confusion, public outrage, sự phẫn nộ của quần chúng, hoặc là cái sự mà rối rắm, người ta bị rối, người ta hoang mang. If you hear fake news, like for example, there's a lot of fake news about the IELTS exam too. Ví dụ fake news về cái chuyện mà IELTS sẽ thay đổi định dạng kỳ thi speaking á, đó là fake news nha. Đến bây giờ ta vẫn chưa, người ta vẫn đang thử nghiệm thôi. Alright, so let's do something else now.
Yeah.
Let's do 16. Describe something important that has been kept in your family for a long time. Miêu tả một cái gì đó quan trọng mà nó được giữ trong gia đình các bạn một thời gian rất là lâu dài rồi. You should say what it is. Món gì vậy? When your family had it. Gia đình bạn có cái đồ đó, có cái thứ đó. Khi nào? How your family got it. Gia đình bạn có được cái dụng cụ đó hoặc là cái thứ đó như thế nào? Explain why it's important to your family. Tại sao đối với gia đình bạn điều đó lại quan trọng đến như vậy? And then part 3 of valuable items. Nói về vật dụng mà có giá trị thì sao? Well, you have part 3. What things? Sorry?
Cái part 2 em nói cái bình nước rồi.
What?
Em nhìn quanh nhà thấy có mỗi cái bình nước là nó có từ thời trước.
Yes, you can talk about the kettle, water kettle, or a water jug. Kettle là cái phích nước, còn cái jug là cái bình đựng nước.
As a blue
a water jug, I think.
You can see that.
Anyway, we have also like part 3 about valuable items, những vật dụng có giá trị thì sao nè? What things do family keep for a long time? Những gia đình họ thường giữ đồ gì một thời gian lâu dài? But you should also talk about the reason why they keep them instead of throwing them away, you know? Tại sao họ cứ giữ nó lại mà không vứt đi chẳng hạn, cho nó đỡ chật chỗ, chật nhà chẳng hạn, mà cứ phải giữ. And the next question is, what's the difference between the things valued in the past by the people and the things valued by people these days today? Giữa những con người ngày xưa và người nay, người ta trọng giá trị những thứ gì khác nhau không? Tức là, like for example, people in the past they value like let's say TV, like a fridge or a car, but these days those things are very common, you know. So they do not value those things as much as they used to. Something like that. For example, ví dụ vậy đi. Or you can talk about like these days people value what? Bằng cấp. Mấy cái bằng chứng nhận như vậy. Treo tường, dán treo tường như vậy. Like certificates, degrees or something like that. Or maybe a grand piano. A piano is always something that is you know, very valuable, you know, because they are expensive. It's always very expensive. And then think about what people value today. Ngày nay con người ta trọng cái gì? Well, think about okay, next one. What kinds of things are kept in museums? Có những cái thứ nào được giữ trong bảo tàng? What's on display? And you should talk about why those things are kept in museums. Tại sao người ta lại giữ những thứ đó trong bảo tàng? Tại sao lại là những cái vũ khí cũ? Why old weapons? What does it reminds people of? And tại sao lại không giữ những thứ khác? Why not other things? What is the influence of technology on museums? Cái ảnh hưởng của công nghệ lên trên bảo tàng như thế nào? Like think about museums in Singapore or other countries, you know. They use 3D technology to animate. To reanimate battles. Để làm tái hiện lại những cái trận chiến, chẳng hạn dùng công nghệ 3D, 3D technology.
Có sao?
To reanimate battles and events, you know, và những sự kiện đó. Tái hiện lại rất là rõ ràng luôn. Ở Việt Nam vẫn còn chưa có chuyện này. We are not there yet. So we just have like monuments, we have paintings, we have a lot of things, you know. But I don't think we have a lot of things of technology these days in museum in Vietnam.
Yes.
But the question is, what is the influence technology on museums? Cái ảnh hưởng của công nghệ lên bảo tàng là như thế nào? Like you can talk about 3D technology, you can talk about using AI to guide people, dùng công nghệ trí thông minh nhân tạo để mà hướng con người ta, để mà gọi là hướng dẫn con người ta đến những cái sự kiện ha. Or to help people understand better, to not get lost in a museum, something like that, you know. Be creative. Okay, you have some time to think now. Okay, let's try it. 16. Describe something important that has been kept in your family for a long time, please.
Yes, I'm going to just talk about an old laptop that my family had when after I was born 2 years. That was in the year 2008, and my mother had to spend her 1 month's salary to buy it, and um, during the 2010 years, people rarely have a personal laptop in the countryside, so that my family when had it was like a luxury household in the countryside, and it helps us to connect to the internet, and also I have the chance to access YouTube to watch videos.
To access nha, động từ to access hoặc là to get access to nhé, không a nha, dòng đầu tiên nha. To get access
to YouTube to watch videos or films, so that I can have the opportunities to broaden my mind about films, about knowledge, and also I can use it to learn English online, and for that reason I can do self-study rather than studying with a teacher, and spend a lot of money on offline studying, so that online studying can help me to save a lot of money, and also it helps me to perform better than my friends at school. So that it's really important to me for me to have the laptop to use it, and that's why it's the thing that my family still keep it with, because it has gone with us for a long time, and we have great
It's a bit
experience.
too long, I think, for part 2. Be careful. You are repeating ideas now. Nó hơi bị kéo dài quá lâu cho part 2 nha. Với lại cảm thấy em đang lặp đi lặp lại hoài á. It feels like that.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to part 3 now. So what things do family keep for a long time then?
Well, normally they would keep the things that they have great experience with, or maybe that's the thing that the people who had get before they left them, that thing, and they would keep it like a memory, and so that families often keep memories for a long time until they're dead.
Until they're dead. No, actually, others will inherit those objects, you know.
Yeah, inherit
Those objects.
those objects and keep it until that.
Or until the objects become stolen or damaged in a flood or a fire, something like that. Tự nhiên hỏa hoạn, hư luôn đồ xong dục luôn chẳng hạn, hoặc là bị cướp, something like that. You never know. Alright, so but I still don't understand like what things do family keep for a long time. Vẫn không hiểu được vào cái nội dung chính là những cái thứ nào còn gia đình giữ một thời gian lâu dài nha. Please continue with that.
Because those things remind them of their family, or it remind them of good memory, for example, and also
And?
it has some value to keep, such as we can sell them for money, or
isn't it all about the money, yeah?
yeah.
Like, you know, one thing that I think family keep for a long time, nhẫn cưới, wedding ring.
Yeah, so that's
Wedding ring and jewelries. Wedding ring and jewelries. Sorry, jewelry. Let me check this word. Maybe I have a typo mistakes here. Jewelry. Double L, yeah, jewelry. Jewelries. Nữ trang, nam trang hay là trang sức. These things are expensive and they are often being given to a bride and the groom on a wedding day, you know. They keep it. So in case they are in a bad situation, a financial situation, they can sell those items to survive, you know.
Yeah.
You can think about that. These are things people keep for a long time. And think about gold watch, đồng hồ vàng chẳng hạn. Gold watch. Những cuốn sách cổ nữa, like ancient or antiques, những cái gọi là antiques, đồ cổ. Mostly antiques, I think. Actually, I don't care about antiques, but a lot of people they do, because antiques, they are expensive. After some years, after like a long time, they become very expensive.
Yes.
So, next question. What's the difference between things valued by people in the past and today then?
Well, I believe that people in the past value things that is unfamiliar with them, such as
Unfamiliar?
when people was using horse to travel, then those who had cars so like would be so surprising, and they would praise them, praise those who have cars to move around, and cars became a luxurious things for them, and
Exactly, it become a luxury. It become a luxury to them.
luxurious things for them, and so that I think that uh, the things that uh, these days is so common is the thing that people in the past value, and also um, when it comes to people these days, people often like the thing that they inherit from the previous generation, so that uh, the things that is limited in numbers, or they are old, they are antiques, like they are antiques that
Antiques nhấn âm hai nha, tại vì nó là cái từ mượn tiếng Pháp. Antique nhấn âm hai, nó sẽ nhấn âm khác với Anh. Antiques, antiques.
they would prefer antiques, and such as a gold watch, and also um, I believe that the things that is common in the past, that at the moment it is limited in number, the modern people would praise them and would value them.
Right, I see. So tell me, what's the difference between things valued by people in the past and today then? Has there been a shift in perspective? Có một sự thay đổi về cái cách nhìn nhận chăng? A shift in perspective.
Well, yeah, I think there's a huge shift in perspective.
Yes. Like how? You need to explain.
Hmm. Like people people in the past, they would praise modern things like us, like we using today, and uh, our modern humans would praise uh, the old things that they inherit from the old peoples, that they inherit from the previous generations, and for that reason, they would prefer antiques more than the modern things that we use today. So that I believe that it's like yin and yang,
Yeah, it's like
uh,
yin and yang, giống như là âm dương đó, yin and yang, yeah.
and so that I think there's a shift in perspectives.
Good. A shift in perspective. Good, good, good. So what kind of things are kept in museums and why are they kept there instead of being in, dumpsters by rack?
Well, to the best of my knowledge, I think that the thing, those things that are displayed in the museums, um, they normally have some traditional values, or something that has educational values to tell people, such as, for example, the weapons, or the money, the ancient monies. They have a lot of things to tell modern people about, and they can remind people of a bygone war, or the ancient monies. Uh, it helps to remind people about the feudal era, and for that reason, I think that those things that are kept in museums, they normally have some values to tell people, and they have values to keep and display.
Better to keep, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So what is the influence of technology on museums then? This is a hard question because maybe if you don't go to museums in other countries, you might not experience that. But why do people incorporate technology on museums? Tại sao con người ta lại lồng ghép vào cái công nghệ ở trong những bảo tàng như vậy, nước ngoài chẳng hạn? Think about it. For what purpose do they do so? Mục đích nào? Wait, is it raining outside?
No. I just turn on the fan and it has some booze.
There are some.
There are some booze.
Có. There is. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just so hot out there, and I have to turn on the fan instead of the air conditioner. And I believe that these days people have to adapt technology in museums for the reasons that we all know that people when they come to the museums, they see things and they have to use their imaginations to imagine about the past, to create create the whole old error in their mind, so that we can use technology to provide a wider or to provide a more realistic point of view for people to know about the past, so that they can imagine better, they are well informed. And for that reason, technology that is used in museums, they help people to learn better, they help them to imagine better and more realistic, and so it would help them to have new views about the past.
To have new views about the past, yes.
Exactly.
Right, okay. But I think the main thing is to educate the public in a most engaging way, trong cái cách mà nó engaging, trong một cái cách mà nó tham gia và một cách mà nó interactive, và trong một cái cách mà nó hấp dẫn nhất có thể, in a most attractive way possible, engaging way. Alright, let's try something a little bit different. Let's try 21. Describe a time when you encouraged someone to do something that he or she didn't want to do. Miêu tả một thời điểm mà mình đã khuyến khích ai đó làm một cái gì đó mà anh ta hoặc cô ta đã không có muốn làm điều này. You should say who he or she is, what you encouraged him or her to do, how he or she reacted, người ta phản ứng lại thế nào. Explain why you encouraged him or her to do it, và tại sao mình lại khuyến khích làm điều người ta không muốn làm vậy. And you have part 3 of encouraging others. How can managers encourage their employees? Những người quản lý làm thế nào mà khuyến khích những người nhân viên của họ làm việc tốt hơn được? Thường là người quản lý Việt Nam hay hứa hẹn xong hứa lèo không à. Normally managers in Vietnam, they just promise things that they can never keep. Like a pay raise. A pay raise, for example, một sự tăng lương chẳng hạn. A pay raise. It's something managers always try to, promise their employees so they will work harder, but By the end of the year, they say that okay, business has not been going well, so no pay raise for you. Hứa xong đến cuối năm nói năm nay doanh nghiệp làm ăn không tốt, không được tăng lương đâu em, cũng không được thưởng luôn, rồi xong no bonus, no pay raise. Or they can promise a lot of things that oh wow, you're working for a big company, big image. This is something that we should be proud of, you know. Ở Việt Nam hay chơi trò lợi dụng làm việc công ty lớn á. Nói là gì? Em đang làm và em đang làm việc công ty lớn như vậy, em không tự hào sao? Em không hãnh diện sao? Đó. Đánh vào cái gọi là cái sự hãnh diện, sự mà muốn mua mặt, cái sự mà sĩ diện người Việt Nam á. There's a lot of thủ thuật, there's a lot of ways managers can use to encourage the employees. It can be unsincere. Quite be unsincere or unsincere. Có thể không được chân thành lắm đâu. Or they can probably try to hold team building events, you know. Những sự kiện để mà xây dựng đội nhóm, team building events, talent shows, ca hát gì đó, competition, một đống thứ, nói chung là đủ thứ trò to encourage the employees. Ở Việt Nam đủ thứ trò, đẻ ra đủ thứ trò luôn á. Next one, when should parents encourage their children? Các bậc cha mẹ, khi nào thì các bậc cha mẹ nên khuyến khích trẻ nhỏ của họ? What kind of encouragement should parents give? Cha mẹ nên có cái dạng hình mà khuyến khích như thế nào? Loại hình khuyến khích như thế nào? Và mình nên nói về cái chuyện là cha mẹ không nên làm gì đâu. I think it's better to talk about like what parents should not do, what kind of encouragement parents should not do. Do you think some people are better than others at motivating others? Bạn có nghĩ rằng một số người tốt hơn người khác ở cái chuyện khuyến khích, khích lệ người khác hay không? Okay, I'll let you think about this one. Alright, you can talk about it now. Describe the time when you encouraged someone to do something that he or she didn't want to say, please.
Yes. I'm going to talk about the time when I encouraged my friend to study hard for the exam, and his reaction was like a lazy way, and he didn't want to follow my instruction, and he said he had no motivation, and also he was like a lazy boy, and he just want to sit in the class and be like a normal student. And I tried to, so that's the reason I try to encourage him, and so that I can motivate him to help him get the respect from other students. And also he, when he comes first at in the exam, he can get prizes at the end of the term, and they can be loved by his family. And also I would want to play with him more because
You mean hang out with him more?
no, I would be so proud that I had a great friend, and the one that I can learn from.
Right, the one you can learn from. Okay, good enough, I guess. Okay, let's go to part 3 of encouraging others. So how can managers encourage their employees then?
Well, in my experience, I believe that managers can use various ways. For example, they can promise a pay rise, and
Pay raise.
pay raise, so that the employee would be motivated, and they would work harder for a pay raise, so that they can earn money to provide for their family, or to provide for their lovers. And also managers they can organize some team building games to encourage them to
To be more
collaborate with their
proactive, right? To be more proactive in their work, to take more responsibility, right?
yes, and also to collaborate with their workmate more and to build relationships. To relationships.
Good. To collaborate more with others, to build better relationship between. You mean to build better rapport? I think it's better to use the word rapport. Rapport. Mối quan hệ làm việc đó, rapport. Chứ cái relationship nó là cái từ dễ bị hiểu lầm. I think it's better to use the word report, you know.
Can you write it? I don't know. I don't know
Okay,
that word.
maybe I think let's check this word out. Report.
Rapport.
Rapport, không đọc âm T luôn. Rapport.
Rapport.
Rapport là cái hiểu rất là tốt về ai đó và cái khả năng để mà giao tiếp với họ tốt. Hiểu người khác á, rapport, cái sự hiểu tốt về người khác và cái khả năng giao tiếp họ tốt. Hiểu chuyện, cái sự mà ăn ý, sự làm việc ăn ý với nhau. A good rapport, you know. Alright, anything else?
And no, I think that's the end of my answer.
Alright, good. So when should parents encourage their children then?
Well, I believe that it would be the time when their children have no motivations to do things in their lives, such as studying or preparing for the exam. Uh, those for those time, the children often feel uh, low motivated and they would not love to study. They want to hang out with their friends. They want to play more, and for that reasons, parents should spend time with with their children to encourage them to work harder for the prizes that are awaiting them, and also for a brighter future, so that
To a brighter future, yes, it is.
yes, and so that the children would believe them and
Oh
to
no,
work harder
believe.
and uh, but I think most of the time they say that they this, that parents, most of them, they don't know how to motivate their
It's
children in
true.
the right way.
It's a technique that they have to learn. You know, parenting is a technique. Is a thing that people have to learn. You know, học cách làm cha
Yes,
mẹ không dễ đâu.
yes, and I experienced that those things in my life so much, and sometimes I just have to be self-motivated to to work and to study hard, and so that I think that parents, there are many times they should encourage, but most of the time they don't know how to motivate their children in the right way.
I see. Right. So, what kind of encouragement should parent give, and what kind they should not give? Like, for example, do you think like encouragement with money, it's a right way, or no? Maybe. Or is there any better way, like giving gifts or promising to give to take them to places or to travel more with them or something, or maybe encourage them by words only, giving more compliments, khen nhiều hơn chẳng hạn. What do you
Yeah,
think?
yes, I do think that for most families, parents should gives compliment to their children when they do something um, that makes them so proud, and they should reward their children with some things like hanging out to eat out in the restaurant that they love, and so they can reward their children with money or some things like the their favorite toy after they have done something that has great moral values. And also, when it comes to the things that parents should not encourage their children, is that um, I believe that uh, some parents reward their children with hours
With what?
playing.
With what? With what? Say again.
Uh, they reward their children with hours playing video games.
Oh, that's one way. Yeah, that's one way I think.
Yeah, and they promise their children you should finish your homework
You
so
can
that
so
you
they
can
can
play.
get access to their computer and play video games. Yeah.
Yeah, and that can lead to a sedentary lifestyle, and also it could cause some health problems,
Oh, I feel like
especially
you're
if they
talking about
are.
me.
Yeah, just you.
I feel like you're talking about me. All right, so funny.
And so that's the thing that I think that they should not encourage. Those are the things that may affect their health, because you know that health is gold. So people should
Health is
encouraging their
golden, yeah.
children
So
is to protect their health in in order to perform better in the future.
right. Okay, so tell me, do you think some people are better than others at motivating others? You know, I just think that some people they blame people better. They blame people
Yeah,
more than the others. But
yeah,
how
that's
about
right.
encouragement? How about motivating? What do you think?
Well, mm, yes, I think that that is definitely because motivating others is a skills that people have to learn and to practice a lot to acquire those skills, and they even have to take courses to develop motivating skills, and especially those people who are entrepreneurs. They're
Entrepreneur.
entrepreneurs. They are really good at encouraging their employees, and also when it comes to those employees, they just have to work, and those people are the ones who are not so good at motivating others, because they have nobody to motivate, so that they cannot practice motivating skills, and so that um, when we compare an entrepreneur with a good staff, that would be a really um, outweighed comparing, because the entrepreneur is always good, always better at motivating others than a good staff, because the staff just work, but an entrepreneur, they have to um, raise values from other people in order to build their business.
Right, exactly. And basically, it's their workers, it's their workforce that helps them survive, you know, and
Yeah,
thrive. So basically, I think positive encouragement it's way better. It's way more important for
that's right.
wait, it's called positive reinforcement. Sự củng cố tích cực á. Positive reinforcement or encouragement it's way more it's way more important for businesses. But it's also important for people in general as well. Nào quan trọng quá thực. Like for example, I should encourage my students to try better. Like for example, I should encourage you to get like band 8 maybe.
Oh, that's so
You think
hard.
it's possible?
Well, I think it's possible, but I would need about 1 year to practice so that I can gain that level. But at the moment,
Possibly,
I just want to achieve about band 7 or higher, if possible.
right. Okay, let's do 25. Okay, describe a plan in your life not related to work or study. Miêu tả một cái kế hoạch trong cuộc đời các bạn mà không liên quan đến chuyện học hành. 2, 3, 4, 5. Like for example, if you have planned to go to the gym and have a good body, for example, that's not related to work or study. Or vacation plan, kế hoạch đi nghỉ mát chẳng hạn. Or you have planned to maybe write a book, kế hoạch viết một cuốn sách chẳng hạn. Or maybe planned just to draw something, kế hoạch để vẽ ra một cái điều gì đó, vẽ một cái gì đó. Plan for the weekend, kế hoạch cho cuối tuần chẳng hạn. Mà không liên quan đến học hành hoặc là làm việc nha. Not related to work or study. What it is, why you have it, what you need to do, and explain how you would feel it is successful. Nếu mà thành công thì mình sẽ cảm thấy thế nào. And then part 3 of plans. What sort of plan do young people often have to make? Người trẻ thường phải có những cái kế hoạch như thế nào? Should parents make plan for their children? Cha mẹ có nên lập kế hoạch cho trẻ con, cho trẻ nhỏ của họ không?
No.
Tức là lập kế hoạch giùm á. When should children start to make plans for themselves? Khi nào thì trẻ nhỏ nên tự mà lập kế hoạch cho bản thân chúng? What plans do countries need to make? Những đất nước cần phải có những cái kế hoạch như thế nào? So this last question is hard because you have to think about all the things that affect a country. For example, defense, quốc phòng. Think about education. Think about healthcare system, healthcare. Think about energy. Về chủ đề năng lượng của đất nước đó nha. They need to plan ahead. Like ví dụ Việt Nam đang plan không được tốt lắm về cái vụ năng lượng, nó cúp điện hoài ngoài Bắc nè.
Yes.
Our planning for energy is not going well, so that's why there's power cut a lot in the north as far as I can see. I can hear. Đang ngồi học online thì cúp điện cái búp rồi xong không có mạng. You know, things happen.
Yeah.
Or think about plans to build better relationship with other nations. Xây dựng mối quan hệ tốt hơn với những đất nước khác, quan hệ hợp tác chiến lược chẳng hạn. To cooperate better with other countries, something like that. Okay, think about this one, please. Time. Okay, please describe a plan in your life not related to work or study.
Well, I'm going to talk to you about a plan that I have made just about a few seconds ago. And
A few seconds ago?
yeah,
Interesting.
I would love to have a course to become a school football superstar. And I have it because I'm a big fan of football. I'm into it, so I would love to practice skills a lot on the playground so that I can amaze my friends. And also, I love to play many more football matches so that I can upgrade my skills, my football skills, my mentality, and also
Mindsets, you mean mindsets?
yes, upgrade my mindset and build my mental toughness. For
You
example,
mean mental and I think it's better to use the word endurance. Endurance.
yeah, and you
Là cái sự sức bền á, like mental endurance or toughness. You can say that. Mental toughness as well. It's okay.
mental toughness, and also I can amaze the girls so that I can have a girlfriend in the future. And
Right.
if my plan is successful, I would become an idol, and I would get 10 lovers. Also,
Get 10 lovers. Oh my god, dude. That's funny. That's funny, really. I
yeah,
mean,
yeah, it's so funny because, but I would love just need a one that I love most, and
oh,
also if it's successful, I would I can have chances to pursue my dream as a professional footballer.
do you think your parents gonna let you?
No, no. I had
Okay.
in the past I have once told them about my dream, and after that they cut off
Then
my
probably parents
proposal.
aren't that terrible then.
Yeah, and they don't want me to pursue that dream, so that I
Oh.
just
How
continue
about
my.
now? Is it better now?
Well, no, I have another dream. It's just because football is one of my hobby, and I don't want to pursue a professional jobs.
I see. Right. So, what sort of plan do young people often have to make? What do you think?
Well, I believe that young people who don't have to worry much about money, they should spend time mm, on education, for example. They should take some courses to improve not only their knowledge about every aspect of their life, but also to improve their soft skills in order to perform better, uh, gain more, uh, to gain more new relationships in the future, so that they can become successful people in the future. People and also they should have some plans to hanging out with their friends, or plans for going for going on vacation or vacation, and also and suggest go on a picnic or traveling somewhere, for example. Yeah, and so so that I believe that young people should spend time on um, planning and experience, try new experience uh, in their youth, so that
In
they
their
would not.
youth, right? In their time and youth.
Yeah.
Very good. I think. Okay. So, should parents make plan for their children?
Well, I believe that when it comes to children who are under 10 years old, they are they normally don't have enough information and knowledge about some every aspect of life. They should not be responsible for making plans for themselves. So, but when it comes to those who are adolescents, they should have
Adolescent, you mean?
adolescents. They should have chances to express their own ideas and to build their plans themselves, so that in the future they can be an independent person. They would not rely on their parents, so that they can survive well in the future in their society, and so that the parents would not have to worry about their survival they are enough when they are enough 18 years old.
When they're 18 years old, I see. So, tell me, when should children start to make plans for themselves? Like what age?
Yes, I well, in my experience, I believe that they should start to make plans since they was about 10 years old, for example, because after they have lived 10 years, I think that they have some life experience. They have found that they love something, they want to try something new, they want to discover things, so that they should have time for themselves to uh, do the things they want, and they should have the opportunity to become independent out of their parents' control. They have the chances to hanging out with friends, try new experience, and learn many things. For example, taking courses, or meet new people, or go to places not illegal, and
And
so that I think that children who are adolescents, they should start making plans for themselves.
I see. Now, so what plans do countries need to make then?
Well, I think that when it comes to all countries, they should have plans for their defense. They should have plans for their economy to thrive. Also, they should prepare well for
The worst.
Prepare
Prepare well for natural disasters and prepare well for the worst. Really? You know, phải chuẩn bị cho những điều mà tệ nhất có thể xảy ra, ví dụ như là thiên tai, lục lội, bệnh tật. Think about those things.
And also, they just have some energy policies. For example, in the north of Vietnam nowadays, people have to experience excessive power cut, and that causes the people so much annoying. And for that reason, those who work in the government, they should have plans. They should prepare well for the future, so that they would not put their people at risk of irritations and inconveniences.
Right, I see. Okay, we can stop here.
Yes.
I'm wondering if she would say something. It's already 4 minutes past the time of the class, you know. Okay, that's the end of my videos. Please like, share this video with your friends, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and press on the bell button next to the subscribe button so you can get notified about my new uploads, okay? You can also press follow my Facebook, but please don't add me on Facebook as friends, okay? Cảm ơn các bạn đã theo dõi nha. Các bạn hãy nhấn vào like, chia sẻ video này bạn bè các bạn. Nhấn vào nút đăng ký kênh YouTube mình và nút cái chuông kế bên cạnh để đăng ký kênh á, để mà các bạn sẽ được thông báo về những video mới nha. Các bạn cũng có thể nhấn vào nút theo dõi Facebook mình, nhưng nhớ đừng kết bạn Facebook mình nha. Thank you and see you. Bye.